giving me some of your time. Azim versus Eubank, advanced talks. Maybe we were thinking an announcement was going to be made. What's the latest with that?
Did you not see it's an announcement? Yeah, we're just waiting on the venue and the date.
Okay, so the likelihood is then that the Dalton Smith fight isn't going to happen?
As of now, it's not happening, no. So, but, you know, I feel like this is a fantastic fight. It's an easier fight to get made. And I think there's heritage there. There's a massive build-up there. And for Adam being 21 years of age, it's a huge step up for him against the guy, I think, 19-0. And it's exciting. It's also one that he can't take lightly. It's going to be a great fight.
You're very long on the tooth, but this gives ammunition for the other side to shout loud and say Adam Azim didn't want the fight. Are you expecting that to happen now off the back of these advanced talks?
Of course, yeah. Look, we've got a lot of respect for Dalton Smith and you know the team and stuff. But that fight's always going to be there. It really is. You know, they're trying to get on the. They're trying to get onto Adam when he's 21 years of age. You know, and from a boxing standpoint, he's really ready. But he has to have a couple of, you know, big build-up fights, and you know, I think this is exactly what he needs. As someone looking after him, I think, you know, it's a perfect step-up fight for him, and it's a really relevant fight.
Let's get to the main event. Fabio Wardley versus Frazer Clarke ends in a draw. How did you see the fight?
I mean, I really couldn't split it, to be honest. I feel like if he hadn't had that point taken off, you know, you could have lent towards Frazer, but he was hurt, more visible throughout the fight. Just when you thought he was just about to get, Fabio was about to get him out of there, he sort of turned the script, and I just said it, I think it's the best fight I've ever seen live. And, you know, Frazer started to get on top of him in the 11th and then missed with a shot, and it was just like, just took all the energy out of him. It was unbelievable. So you can't really, you couldn't cry about a draw, to be honest. It was one of them fights that genuinely merited a draw.
Age aside, which fight do you feel has more potential out of the two?
What, say it again?
Age aside, I know that Frazer's age being 35, you might count that the potential might be gone, but if you put that to the side, who has more potential to do more at the higher level of the sport?
Hard to say, to be honest. Frazer, with the experience in the amateurs, I feel like he's going to get a lot from that fight, even though he won't want to be in another one of them because it was exhausting for him. But it's there's a few things he was doing wrong. He started quite fast, but he got dragged into a fight, and you know, growing from the experiences. I think he's done 10 before, but it's the first time doing 12. I know Fabio's the first time doing 12, but he's been in those competitive fights where there's needle in it, and there's like back and forth, and there's a huge occasion, lots of attention around it, and I feel like that has given Frazer the confidence that he can go into into those 50-50 fights. He can be hurt, he can get off the deck and go again. And I think if they were to box again, you know, I would lean towards Frazer.
Last two final things. Former charged Dubois looks like he's taken on Filip Hrgović. Feel he's ready for that test, given how he came through Jarrell Miller.
Do I think he wins the fight? I think it's a very hard fight for him, but it's definitely a fight that he can win. Hrgović is a sharp shooter, but Daniel's got fantastic feet, he's got a fantastic jab and great pedigree. Having him in the gym for, I think it was about just shy of 2 years, I knew his potential. I could see he's got unbelievable potential. He's genuinely one of the most athletically gifted, balanced, coordination, punch power. But one thing he did lack is the ability to, bite down and also concentrate when he was in a crisis. And I feel like he's going to gain a lot of experience from that last fight. But I wouldn't be surprised if Hrgović is just a little bit too sharp for him.
And lastly, we saw the resurgence now of Anthony Joshua. People are saying this is back to his destructive form against Francis Ngannou. Look, we knew that Francis Ngannou, novice heavyweight pro, but can we put this opinion and say this is AJ back to his very, very best?
I feel like I think the one thing he did lack was confidence. Now he's come out of, yes, he knocked out Helenius, but he looked a bit sluggish in the Helenius fight, and then he went the distance with Franklin, but he picked Wallin, even though Wallin was a former sparring partner, so he must have felt comfortable with him. Wallin was still coming off a couple of good wins against Gassev, and he just steamrolled him. And then obviously the one thing we can't really take away is the Francis Ngannou, because one thing Tyson Fury lacks is that little bit of power, right. And that's something that Anthony Joshua has in abundance. So I kind of thought as soon as he hits this guy, he's going to go out, just because he's too static and he doesn't have an ability to sort of ride the shots. But I was impressed with the Wallin fight.
Does it make you think any more about how if Joshua had the third chance at Usyk that because his confidence is sky high?
No, Usyk's got his number, but it opens a debate for Tyson Fury.
Shane, thank you for those 2 questions. Much appreciated, sir.